Well, good morning everyone and welcome to Harvest Launceston. The crowd is building up right now. It's sort of a balmy 5 degrees, but we are going to warm up to 16, so certainly it's going to be a beautiful day in Launceston. Now, what we've been doing, we've been interviewing store holders over the last couple of weeks, really trying to find out what their story is all about, why do they come to Harvest Launceston, and what they bring to the community. So today, we're going to have a chat to another store holder. We've spoken about seedlings, we've spoken about mead, we've spoken about teas, and today, well, we're going to be talking about mushrooms. I don't know if you remember the jingle of that mushroom, the great all-rounder, which was on for many years. I'm not going to sing to you, but we're going to go and see someone who grows mushrooms for a living. Jordan.
G'day.
Hey mate, how are you? Thanks for joining the show.
Oh, thank you.
So tell us, mushrooms. Firstly, why mushrooms?
Just intrigued by the way they grow, to be honest. Yeah, and the health benefits that come from eating them and everything that goes along with that, yeah.
So tell our viewers out there, naturally a lot of people will be intrigued right now about mushrooms, so certainly there's probably many ways to cook them, but you know, from your point of view, you spoke about the health benefits. Firstly, to our viewers out there, what's the health benefits of mushrooms?
Look, there's many. There's a few that are probably more widely known as something like the lion's mane. Is reported to give you some real cognitive benefits, help with memory retention and your ability to think. But I don't know about the science behind it, but that's one of the the big ones that they've been kind of talking about at the moment.
Yeah. Beautiful, excellent. Now, how long have you been growing mushrooms for? We were speaking about that off camera, that it's sort of a journey which has only just begun. Yeah,
pretty much. I just bought one of those grow your own bags about 2 years ago. Was pretty intrigued by the way they grew. So I just kind of got into it, did a bit of research on the internet, and about the start of this year I started getting into it a bit more seriously, and then I've been at the farmer's market for 13 weeks now.
Brilliant. And from that, so from just a starter kit at home to growing an array of mushrooms right now, tell us what's the process in growing mushrooms. So certainly you've started from that starter kit. Just explain to our viewers out there what the process is.
From what you grow on. So it's grown on different substrates. Most of them are like a hardwood sawdust and a few other things. And you just have to colonise that with some mycelium. That takes, for the oysters, about 2 weeks. And then other ones are a bit longer. They're the quickest. And once that's colonised, you fruit in about 2 weeks after that.
And with mushrooms now, I'm super naive here, and we always laugh that I'm a city boy, so you're going to have to be really slow with me on this. Is mushrooms a seed? You talk about colonisation. Explain to our viewers out there going, how does a mushroom actually grow?
Well, it grows from mycelium, which is like the kind of, I guess, the underground network that it all grows from, and the bit you eat is just the fruiting body of that. So, it's a really different organism to plants and animals, and something we're kind of just beginning to understand now.
Awesome. And with mushrooms, the growing rate, so naturally when you're growing other fruits and vegetables, there's certain processes there. Do you have to water them? Do you have to feed them? Do you have to sing to them? What's the go?
I have a grow room, so basically that's set to 90% humidity.
So very moist atmosphere then?
Yeah, moist atmosphere. So you don't need to water them or anything during the growing period, but that moisture in the air is what keeps them wet. Temperature control and CO2 levels as well, so just pumping in fresh air at the right rates.
And telling us about a growing room, is it like a container or is it just a room in your home? Like, tell us what this all is. We want to know the secrets today.
It's not in the bedroom. It's basically like a cool room setup. That kind of cool room panels, and it's about 2.5 by 2.5 metres. At the moment.
And for someone who started growing mushrooms, naturally you must have had a day job as well. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, where you've come from, and then you've sort of come onto the growing mushrooms. What was your day job?
I'm a telecommunications technician. So at the moment I'm on leave looking after my 1-year-old son. I just grow the mushrooms on the side.
So you can literally do anything else, and then one day go, you know what, I'm going to open up a stall and I'm going to start growing produce, and then having a hobby, and then the hobby grows from this.
That's pretty much it,
Now, behind us right now, we've got an array of mushrooms. We might duck across here. To our viewers, what have we got on offer? Because we were speaking off camera that you can only buy your mushrooms at Harvest Launceston. They're not available at a supermarket or online or anything like that. What have we got for our customers at Harvest?
Well, we'll start off with the oysters. So there's a couple of different variety of oyster mushrooms, and then we move on to something like the big king oysters. These ones here. We've got some enoki, and then we've got the lion's mane. Yeah.
Beautiful, excellent. And each different type of mushroom, is there different flavours or a different texture, or what are sort of the differences of each of the mushrooms?
Yeah, there's definitely different flavours. Like all of them have that mushroom flavour, but then as you kind of change varieties, the flavours do vary quite significantly, especially with the kings and the lion's mane and the enoki.
Yeah. Is it a stronger sort of flavour or a more delicate flavour, or?
Both the lion's mane and the kings are quite strong flavour, that really sweet kind of savoury flavour, and then the enoki are just like a really sweet little finisher to a meal, I think. Yeah.
Almost like just on top.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Just, in your broths and things like that, or just fried and put on like a condiment. Yeah.
Now, for our viewers out there, direct from the mushroom man, this might actually stick potentially. What is your favourite mushroom? And tell us some of the dishes you like making with some of these mushrooms.
It's like picking your favourite child. It's a bit hard to do.
Well, you only can pick one, maybe.
At the moment, I'm probably enjoying the king oysters.
Yeah.
And I just like to fry them in butter, to be honest.
Yeah.
Then you get that real mushroom flavour.
Yeah.
Another thing I like to do is use these white oysters in like a creamy mushroom pasta.
Yeah.
That's something that's really delicious. Yeah.
Awesome. Brilliant. And in regards to people who want to follow your journey, naturally we're at Harvest Launceston and you're exclusively only selling them here, and from what I've heard you've been selling out every single week, and off camera we had people actually lining up saying, hey, here's our bucket, can you give us an array of mushrooms and we'll come back and collect them. Where can we follow your journey?
If you want to get onto my Facebook or Instagram, it's just Hillwood Fresh Food Co. Just search them and we'll try to keep everyone updated on what's happening.
Beautiful, excellent. And we're talking off camera about Harvest Launceston, and always love asking this question at the end. Naturally, we're talking about community, but why do you love coming here every single week? What is it about coming here which you love the most?
It's probably the people. Yeah, I love that interaction between the growers and the patrons.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good to share your story and get what they're up to. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the special things about Harvest Launceston is that we're showing our producers on Facebook and on Instagram and really sharing your story right now. But also there's a lot of collaborating in regards to other stores working together and really supporting each other. And I think almost, one day, who knows, these could be on the next burgers or something like that. Has that been a conversation?
Yeah, we've had a conversation about doing a mushroom burger or something like that. Yeah, so it is like a little community, really. Yeah, it's great.
And really supporting one another. So guys, all we ask is that you share this far and wide. Give us a like, give us a share. Certainly go and share Jordan's produce and these amazing mushrooms right here. And certainly, if you have any questions, write in the comments below, and would also love to know sort of what's your favourite recipe using Jordan's mushrooms. So if you've got a secret recipe out there, please share it on the comments below. Otherwise, Jordan, thank you so much for joining the show. Mate, these look brilliant. Come on down to Harvest Launceston. We're heading up to 16 degrees today, but certainly these mushrooms, well, I'm pretty sure they're going to run out today, so you better pop down here. Otherwise, guys, have a fantastic weekend, and next week we'll go and interview another stall holder, finding out why they love Harvest Launceston so much. Jordan, thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Excellent. Cheers, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.